All right, let's get this started. Good morning. All right, get some charts up for you guys. A bunch of you here today. All right, let's see here. Got that. We get charts going on over here. And switch it on over. Okay, testing. Got that. I want to make sure I am speaking here. Hey, Red Eye.
Running.
All right. All right, cool. Let's get started. All right, well, let's start here with the VIX. So dip down into yesterday's territory a little bit lower. Let me move these to the side. These are not helpful for the VIX. I don't need them there. So, notes, settings, group location, bottom left, and out of the way. Okay, perfect. So, hit some lower lows yesterday. Kind of rose up. You see my channel here popped right off the channel, and then we're just riding the edge of the channel down here below the 4-hour 9 and the 4-hour 20. We are in safe territory to keep this channel down. This channel will breach at some point. There is suppression here on the VIX. We talked about that for a couple days. And we'll see where that leads us to. Pop yesterday on ES, so we got that big push. Broke out of the territory, 78.30 right now. Battle for 7,800 on for today. 4-hour 9 is at 78.14. So support at the 4-hour 9 here for ES, and the 4-hour 20 just below at the falling wedge that we were, which is also a backtest point. Let me extend that out for you for today. Because this is the possible range that we see for today. So we are potentially could lose the 4-hour 9, come back to test the 4-hour 20, right off the bounce off of here, which would push us back up, or we could continue higher. Higher puts us at around 78.63, so right around here on a high run. It's a big, big leap, but that's what happens when you enter into these new spaces like this. So we can do that, or we'll get our back test here. It's Friday, crazy day Friday. Retail sales were a disaster. Don't know why we're seeing some excitement in the market right this second. I'll go through retail in another moment. But the SPY yesterday closing out for a new all-time high. Hit a new all-time high as well. So closed higher and printed higher in the interim on not great inflationary news. But the market is excited here. So we've got a rally pushing here. The problem is it's not a broad market that's pushing. It's very, very singular. We don't have a ton of support underneath it there. So there's a lot missing to it there. Sorry, hearing a lot of beeping from you guys. Want to make sure you guys are okay. Okay. Yep. Bitcoin. So as stated yesterday, and again, this is one of the indicators just to see where the market is and how we're doing. But as stated yesterday, 63,100 would be lost, and if it was lost, we're heading down towards the 61,541. So the overall economic impact of what we're seeing on retail and inflation and all of that has the crypto market pulling back, which is kind of a sensitive area for that. So I think there's direct correlation there. That's one of the reasons why I like this as an indicator. We do have some support ranges over in here in the middle that we'll see, but again, these close at different times. So watching Bitcoin right now on the downtrend here, looking for support at 61,541 as usual. We have 62,190 also as a 30-day barrier here. We are at the bottom of the lows right now on that, and creeping downwards. So negative pressure here from that. All right, I'm flipping on the war chart here so you guys can see. Gosh, what is happening? I swear, there's 1,000 things going on. Do I have a scammer? No. Okay. Sorry, just a lot of beeping going on, messages coming through. So I don't know what was those all about. Anyway, here we are in ES. So overnight at 78.20, which held the floor, held the 7,800, ceiling as contracted and taken. We see we bounced off of that twice. One at around 9 last night, and again here at 3:14 a.m. Pretty steady range, easy to trade actually over in the overnight section. So if you were there, one of the things is we've got this trend line going up. This is very, very typical here in the morning. I think you all know what happens by watching Ginger's show often here, what we get when we get up to the top here on the push. But let me just go through data really quickly for you. So retail sales, we have we're negative 0.6 versus the consensus of 0.1, so way down on the month over month for July. Retail sales year over year for July were I don't have a consensus here, but less than the last year's year over year, so that's not great. But then the control group where we have retail sales taking autos out, consensus was 0.2% growth. We ended up with negative 0.3%. So not ideal at all. We have in an hour, we have inventories. So business inventories gives us a kind of a first look into growth or distribution of inventories. Inventory sitting, is it lagging, being distributed, all of that stuff. So these pieces are coming out right now. Let me see if I can. Always nice to share stuff with you guys like this if I can. Let me see. We'll hit paste maybe. A little bit. Let's see here. See if I can get that on the screen here for you guys. All for 10 seconds worth of discussion. But yeah, at least you can see it now here on, make it one more time bigger. There we go. Now you can probably read it. So here's the print that I'm reading off of here. So you can see the gap here in terms of retail sales is pretty big. That was the initial reaction that we saw when this was all printed. You can see that here, related into this candle right here, that's coming out, or the expectation right here. And then the print actually gave us the point here. Now, why is that? Why is it giving us all that energy here on the market? Well, the market says if retail sales are stagnant and we're having issues there and inflation is growing higher, then guess what's coming next? Rate cuts. So anyway, that's the expectation from seeing all that. That's why we get the market to do the reverse. The problem is that it's not healthy for the economy and it is superficial. So do expect a highly volatile day because of this, and we have about an hour. We have those other we have Michigan consumer sentiment, etc. Next week, we've got a couple of pieces that are heavy as well. So do expect to see some stuff in high volatility Tuesday into Wednesday with the Fed notes coming out, which will be our first glimpse into the arguments inside there in terms of raising rates and cutting rates. There is some discrepancy. I shouldn't say discrepancy. There's huge dissent within the Fed right now, so in terms of what they should do. So we will see how that prevails. Going over to SPY on the daily. So here's our big push yesterday. We made it up this way. We haven't hit the top yet, so not at the bounce point yet. Am looking for us to come back and back test down in this range here. This is kind of like creating that little monster dragon that we saw before, that I've drawn for you guys before. I can add googly eyes and tongues and all that things and ears. But we're still need to reconcile up here before we can finish that back test. So whether that comes starting today or into early next week, I can't pinpoint for you, but I can tell you that it's coming. And also same thing here on the Qs. The saving grace for the Qs is if we can print above my 735.95, almost 736 line here. If we can print and hold that for the day, then things change. But if we don't, and the Qs are currently at 734.20, so a little bit higher than we closed yesterday, but still within the range of trading yesterday. But if we don't, then it's more than likely that we get that pullback that's coming here. NVIDIA on the run here. So NVIDIA at 225.91. It's stable out. It's just following its wave. This is its bounce point here, finishing out consolidation. It is trying to support and hold here. If this breaks out because of MU or AMD following suit or Intel or any of those other majors that are on the chip side, it will follow. It will follow too. Is not our leader right now that I wanted it to be. It has been for some time, but we've shifted more into a sit back mode. And a lot of that change happens when the company announced the investment criteria for allowing affordable chipsets by providing financing for the buyers. So when NVIDIA becomes the bank and gets Silicon Valley behind it, it changes the mode in which the growth rate is acquired. So yes, they will sell more chips, and yes, they will be standard, but it's no longer sort of a free market scenario. It's a little bit tainted because now we have pressures from availability and affordability tied into it, along with pressures from Silicon Valley, which changes that narrative in a negative way. I think it should be a third party outside the box run, but it's no longer. So I'll watch this closely. Those things that I'm talking about now will take ages to get into the books, so it's not affecting things right now. But savvy investors will look at this and say, okay, Nvidia's growth is great, and this is gonna, but we have to read between the lines now on every report. So it's gonna make it harder to judge earnings on this and make our runs. All right, Soxel. So Soxel yesterday, I wanted 147.50 to hold. We did not. We lost that in the term here. 24-hour, 4-hour, 9 did hold support. You can see the run here on that, and you can see the bottom of the wedge here. So I am expecting Soxel to either break out or fall down to the bottom of the wedge today. So we should see some activity here on the Soxel side. This is, again, my thought here is we're going to buy lower. We're going to get closer down to that 120, 115 range. We should see that coming soon. That back test there will end that cycle. That'll give us some breath into some potential growth. I will be looking to buy on that dip for short term anyway, before we see lower again as we get into the political cycle. So one more drop before the pop, one more pop before the drop, and that's the order of things. So this is going to be a threading the needle sort of scenario, which is why I am trying to be overly cautious with you guys. If you exited where we were talking about before, you've missed nothing. This is nothing here, so nothing to see, folks. And you can see it right on here. So I'm exiting you guys out in the basically in the 2/3 section of this this run here. We've capped out. We did reach out. If you could pin your highs there, you would have done well. But down here now, we're back in to see if we're going to hold this channel or lose it. So this is the conviction point here to make this all happen. I want a little drop, then I want our pop back up into this range, be false, get up to the weekly 9 or higher, and then exit for the push back down, which could be sustained for some time. Micron, doing what Micron does, almost at 1,000. We're definitely pushing higher. You can see the channel barriers that we've launched out of. Performing very, very well. Don't forget, consensus is roughly 1,500, so we've got quite a ways to go to there. The suppression for Micron here has been pretty strong, and now we're seeing some pent-up buying that is pushing us up higher. Where this levels out in terms of today is going to be a little bit more difficult to see, but you can look at supports, and if we can hold weekly 9 here at 960. That will give us another boost point. So on the close yesterday, which was this candle here, obviously we had lost that. We had taken it back into the overnight session. We pandered around a little bit, and now here we are up at another, plus like 40 points for the morning here. So nice run for MU. CRDO, great play yesterday that we had on there. Just a kind of short demonstration on put plays for CRDO. Let's see where today runs us. We are looking at probably, so on the open, we close at 266. We're looking at 268, so we're roughly a little bit higher here from the close yesterday. It is Friday, so let's let it pick a direction and see if we can round it out, and then we'll just use the 5 minute, 9 and 20 to guide us in terms of a reversal. So this is a reversal play again, still looking for that, and then I'll play longer term when we get back down lower, if we get back down lower as planned. So that's the thing here. So really for this, we're just looking for a nice day trade here. Scalp is not quite the word. This is more of a planned day trade utilizing the MAs, the 5 and the 20 on the 1 minute chart to give us our entries and to watch our continuations. So worked out well yesterday. Just on the longer time frame here, we're looking for on the daily chart. You can see my trend line. I'd like to keep us up above that. Any dips below that are considerable to buying as soon as I can find the floor for them. But be careful when we do lose this. If we do lose this, it will shoot down pretty dramatically, and we'll lose speed pretty quickly. CoreWeave flattened out, still up here at this level. I told you guys we'd be up here for a little bit. Now's the concern level. We've consolidated here. Are we going to make that continued run up again, or are we going to drop? And the answer to that question lies in a little bit in terms of how you see AMAT, how that worked out last night in terms of their earnings, and how that report pushed us in kind of the other direction here. So I want to see what CoreWeave's reaction is short term for that. Right now it's relatively flat, but I have a feeling we're going to see some activity here in the short term for this. It was not my expectation for us to continue to run here. I thought this was a very short-lived spurt based upon the kind of redistribution of how these assets will be functioning going in the future. So be careful here. Pullbacks are imminent, in my opinion. RTH 4R9 is 96.62, roughly halfway down on the initial run. So that gives me kind of a real strong backtest support area here. We do have our SMA cluster right below that too. So lots of support down here. If you're looking for a CoreWeave bounce, this is the place that you'll want to get it. Otherwise, if you're still holding, be very, very cautious from here and over the weekend at these levels. It is possible we could bounce up higher. Again, we did test up to 117. 49, and that is possible that we do take around and go back up. All-time high is still still pretty far up there. Here we go, 188. 49. So we are still got some room to grow to get in there, but I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. AMD floundered flat again, big range yesterday, and then flattened out. So MU carried the day, in my opinion, especially the tickers that we cover. Tesla, nice run here on Tesla. I shouldn't say that when Tesla's doing so well as well, but Tesla's still way far down. Don't forget, we are still at probably the midpoint in the free fall that we had. Look at that. We still have so much ground to cover here with Tesla in terms of getting back to the playing field where Tesla actually performs well. So, these growth spurts are great. They are potentially longer term trades as we get these SMAs in support. Daily 9 has turned for us too, so that is a good thing. And I said it the other day that I do like Tesla here, but we just do have to be cautious because trend is still below the breaking points up here. 377 roughly gives us our first reclaim of traffic. So that's what we're looking at. Tesla, SpaceX, whatever. This is here. It should be down here. It'll get there. Apple. Wanted Apple to kind of turn around and run here today. There is potential for that, but we need to target the weekly 9 here and then get above there. So from here to there is going to be rough road traffic here. We seem to be stuck at this height. We are in a wedge. Let me draw it for you. I know there's a couple of positions out there. So here is our wedge right now. It's very tight, and it is being tested on all sides. So we need to, we are at decision point here for Apple today, basically. We don't have enough candle room to not be. So we are either going to break down or push back up and try to reclaim here. So this is decision point for today. We have very, very light support below us, and we have very, very heavy resistance above. Not a wonderful place to be in Apple. It is a buy up at 311, pushing on up from there. Once we get past all this mess here, down here, it is high risk. All right. Amazon floundering a little bit below the SMAs. Nothing to see here. Purchasing down here, definitely worth getting in at these levels if we see them, 240 to 250 ish range. Very possible for us to target that as well, but we do have support here at the daily 20, 256. We have a cluster, so no reason to enter early here. I will enter if we do go ahead and take out that 280 marker here. Popping up through there gives us a clear run to continue higher. But we are still falling off of all-time highs here with the correction price searching. So that price searching will likely land down this range within the next week or so. And then we'll be able to reassess and design. I'm not putting any orders in for these levels yet because I am still gonna just feel this one out. It doesn't need to be acted on right now. It's pretty slow, but spikes up above 280 definitely make this interesting. Netflix with the breakout. See, we had our drop and then we had our pop. Here we are, 4-hour 9. We are now in that territory where I said. So if we can hold this level here at 78 and a quarter, we just back tested the 4-hour 9. Continue to push up. Netflix actually starts to look interesting again. So I'm gonna let this kind of work here. What I would do is say, since the 4-hour 9 is pointed up and everything else, if you wanted to look for an entry for Netflix, this looks as good as any, and just go ahead and use right below it as your exit. This is a kind of a sweet spot here in terms of if we push a little bit higher, we can short squeeze and run again. Just be careful that this wasn't the first run of that, which is why I want to keep the exit somewhat tight, and go from there. I'm going to look at this from a couple of different angles and see if we can get something in here. I've been trying to play Netflix for a while now, but it just hasn't been cooperating. This looks like we're finally at a point where we can do something here, taking out these levels here. So 4-hour 9 is aimed up high enough here and pushing high enough for me to be comfortable to actually start looking at Netflix seriously again. All right, Google, floundering, just like Amazon. So we got to find our bottom here for this as well. We've got major clusters are all above us, and we are losing support here. So we are likely going to bounce off of these lows here, finding support right around that 332, 34 range, and giving us, the boost up. So we're not done clowning around here yet with Google. So this ain't going to happen today, I don't think. If it pops, it does. Great. I'm interested in it again as we get into that 358 range here. I want to pile through that daily 9, back test it, and run on up from here. But no reason to play down in the doldrums right here. And one of the big reasons why I have you guys kind of sitting out in some of this stuff is because of the difficulty of trading in this range, and it's just not worth it. You'll get slaughtered, especially on all the contracts. Shares doesn't matter. I can give you guys entries and exits on those, no problem. But playing your contracts, you guys are trying to all swing. That stuff isn't going to work right here. You're just going to get hurt. So let's wait it out one more week here. We'll get into next week, see if we can get some information pushing us in the right direction, or at least in a solid direction, so we're no longer floundering. This is the type of stuff we want to see, the recovery and then the sustained growth in it. Meta's showing us kind of a strong play back into the game here. We've got if you looked at Tesla, this is the same thing here. We talked about breaching the thing, breached down, so we had our drop. We had our almost full recovery here yesterday. From Wednesday's drop, and then here we sit at roughly at VWAP here, but tight overnight range and support coming up underneath us. So this support gives me promise that if we once back tested, we'll be able to push on higher, and that's what I'm looking for. If we can't push through this level here, the 601.96, 602 level, if we bounce off of that again and reject that, then we are going to come back down to these levels over here. So Meta's kind of on the forefront of all this, just keeping track of where we are in that space there. All right, let me just look around, see if you guys have any questions written. None. Please feel free to talk if you do. I'm going to bring us on back over to the 4-panel really quickly, just to see if anything's changed while we've been here. And no, everything looks the same. ES is still at that flat mark, trying to figure it out, and VIX is still suppressed and still right on the line of the channels that I drawn. So looking forward to the VIX either breaking out today or collapsing. That collapse will give us a tighter move. We should be looking at Tuesday as getting into that volatility. Wednesday is going to kind of be a decision-making day for a bunch of this stuff. And that's it. So, all right, anybody have anything for me? All right, I'm going to give the extra 5-second pause for MHM, who usually has something to say, just in case. I don't want to miss your wait. Otherwise, I'm going to shut her down, and we'll get this pushed out. There he is. We're playing with children today. Excellent.
Yeah, right home, dude. No, his name is Banana. Actually, while you're eating a banana.
That's really messed up.
You sound so much better, dude. That's great.
I
Sounds like you
slept
guys are
last
asleep.
night. Yeah, I slept. It was awesome. So yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, tough times.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you
His
good?
name is Banana. But all good, man. All
I
good,
can say
think.
hi to
I
him
don't
if
think
you
I have
want.
any questions.
You can throw him on. I'll say hi.
All right, you want to say
What's
hi
his-
real quick? Here you go.
Hey, buddy. My name's Banana. How you doing? Hello. My name's Banana. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
That was great. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, have a great day. If I have any questions, I'll just throw on the trading floor.
You got it,
Thanks,
man.
Banana.
Thank you. Yes, Big Daddy, radical weight loss plan indeed. Whatever. I don't want to go into the details. Anyway, all right. Thanks, guys. I will. I'm gonna shut this down now before it goes where it shouldn't. See you on the floor, guys.